Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Obstructed View by James Sinclair. This is a puzzle that was recommended to me, but James in the past has said I can do his puzzles on Logic Masters Germany. And I checked, and this was a puzzle that was posted to Logic Masters Germany, so I am absolutely doing this puzzle. It came with a very strong recommendation and also a warning that it could be a little bit tricky. The person who sent it to me is quite a strong solver and said that it took them nearly an hour. So you will know from the duration of this video how long it takes. I suppose it will depend on what I find. So yeah, the puzzle packs are still going on. I am about to disappear. This may be the last video I record before I disappear for a while, but I still have quite a few videos I've been recording like mad, and I've got a few videos in the bank. So we will see how it all goes. Maybe we'll find out if it's not enough. If it's not, then I will release some videos from other playlists or something, and we'll see how it all goes. I don't think I'm going to have to leave any gaps. So yeah, let's have a look at the puzzle. So what do we have in Obstructed View? We have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have diagonals. So along these indicated diagonals, we must also place the numbers 1 to 9 without repetition. So basically, these are extra regions. So that's cool. We've got skyscraper clues, and that's the digits outside the grid. So what that means is when you look at a line, so I'm using this 2 here as an example. When you look along a line, the digits that are placed in this row will be, if you think of them as buildings of the height of the digit that they are, you will see 2 buildings in this direction. So for example, if this was a 6 and this was a 4 and this was an 8 and this was a 5 and this was a 9, then what this clue would need to be is 3, because you see a height 6 building. So you would see this building. This would be on for yes. You would not see this building because the 4 is lower than the 6. So you wouldn't see a 4-story building directly behind a 6-story. You would see this 8-story building because it's higher than the 6-story building. You would not see this 5-story building because you couldn't see it behind the 8-story building, or the and then you would see the 9-story building because it's behind an 8-story building. So this would have to be a 3 clue. So this wouldn't work, but that's how the rule works. Cells separated by an X must sum to 10. All X's are given. So it's like the XV rule, but there is no V's in this, and we don't have to worry about a negative constraint on V's. It's just that these will sum to 10, these will sum to 10, these cannot sum to 10, these cannot sum to 10. And digits in grey squares must be even. So that's what we've got for the puzzle. So actually I'll just restart and let's give this a shot. So I have no idea how to start this puzzle. I'm not sure if it's going to be skyscrapers. I mean, okay. What do we have? Like, I know that this and this are going to be different X's, and this is going to be different again. So whatever this is going to be different, and this is going to be different. This, however, could be anything but can't be green or blue. So this could be yellow. This can't be yellow. So this could be blue or something else. No, it can't be blue. So this is a 4th color? No, this could be yellow. So it can't be green or blue, but it could be yellow or a 4th color. Let's use orange. But this could be green, yellow, or orange. This could be anything. This could be anything, and this could be anything but yellow. I don't think there's enough X's for me to figure out. Okay, I'm going to keep this in mind, but I don't think this is the way to go. So I am actually going to look for something else. So is it these skyscraper clues on X's? Because a skyscraper clue on an X has to be limiting. Because how could this work? Excuse me for 1 second. How could this work? So, because the only possibilities you've got are 1, 9. And you could absolutely go 1, 9. That's fine. You couldn't go 9, 1. Because 9, 1 would mean this would be a single, one clue. So 9, 1 would mean that you couldn't see anything behind the 9, and that wouldn't work. 1, 9 locks in a 2 clue, and that's perfect because you wouldn't see anything behind the 9, but 1 and 9 is dead on correct. Now, if I'm actually going to use a different row, so I'm just going to use this quickly as a place to mark. Now, if it was 2, 8, I couldn't go 2, 8. Because if I went 2, 8, wherever the 9 was in this row, I'd see the 2, I'd see the 8, and then I'd see the 9. But if I went 8, 2, then wherever the 9 was, I'd be fine. So I could go 8, whoops, that's why I wanted to do it. I could go 8, 2, but I can't go 2, 8. Now what about 3, 7? If I went 3, 7, I've got the same problem. 3, 7, even if I went straight to a 9, I'd say 3, 7, 9. And it could only get worse. So 3, 7, 8, 9 wouldn't work. And I have to put a 9 in the row somewhere. So if I go 3, 7, this clue would have to be at least 3. But I could go 7, 3. So this could be 7, 3, but it can't be 3, 7. And the only other possibility is 4, 6. And it's the same thing. If I go 4, 6, then this would have to be at least 3. So this could only be 6, 6 and 4. And there's no other way of making it up. So these are locked. So I can only go 1, 6, 7, 8 or 2, 3, 4, 9. And this is the same. This can only be 1, 6, 7, 8, and this can only be 2, 3, 4, 9. And this can only be 1, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9. And this can only be 1, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, so what does that give me? Is it 5s? I mean, 5 has to be in one of those. There's not enough X's because I can't put 5 on an X because 5 would have to go with 5 and that's not going to work. Oh, that's a 2, 3, 4. Oh, this sees that, and that. It sees that in the row, that in the column, and that on the diagonal. This is the same. It sees that in the row, that in the column, and that in the diagonal. This sees that in the column, that in the row, and that. These are all different. So this is one form. This is another. This is another. And this is another. Those all have to be different because these are a 2, 3, 4, 9 quadruple because of the diagonals. Therefore, these are all different. Pardon me. That's very cool. So this can't be can't be 2, 3, 4, or 9. So it's 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, does that mean anything with these being 2, 4, 6, and 8? Because they have to be even. I think I covered that in the rules. I'm not sure if I did. Oops. I don't see that it does. I mean, I can see that there's no... The symmetry is broken here. Like, these are all horizontal, but this one is vertical. I'm assuming that's deliberate. I mean, it's still deliberate. That's what happens when you set puzzles. But I'm assuming it's important. I just can't see why. Like, is that trying to tell me this has to be the 1, 9? For some reason? Like, if this is the 9... then so if this is 1, 9, this would have to be, well, it'd have to be the 8, because if I put anything other than the 8 in here, yeah, if this is 1, 9, this would have to be the 8. So this couldn't be 2, 8. And that's because if I put anything other than the 8 in here, I couldn't put the 8 in here without breaking it. So this is 1, 9. And I'm wondering, because 1, 9 is the thing that is playing with the end of the skyscraper clue. So if this is 1, 9, this it'd have to be 8. So this couldn't be 2, 8. And it couldn't be 1, 9. And this couldn't be 1, 9. Actually, none of them could be 1, 9. So that would mean one of these is 2, 8. So it would put an 8 in this column. So this couldn't be 2, 8. So this would be 3, 7 or 4, 6, because the 8 would be there, which means this isn't 8. But that's, I mean, I could start investigating all the way around with that, but there's got to be a logical path. Well, I now know that these are all different. So this, for example, can't be blue or yellow. So it has to be green or orange. This, actually, this could still be anything. This can't be green or orange, because if it was, this would take up both green and orange, and those cells would be broken. So this is blue or yellow. Now this has to be from one of the colours, because they can't be 5. Same here. So this can't be yellow, but it could be any of them. Same here. Because even if this is green, this could be green, because those could be the same cell. And this is wide open. Same as, I mean, this can't be orange because both orange see that cell, and this can't be green because both see that. But there's 3 options on those, and that has 3 options as well. So why is there skyscrapers in this pattern? So if I put the 9 here, one of these has to be the 9. We know that. And it's going to have the 1 next to it. And wherever the... So if this is the 1, 9, this is the 8. And wherever that happens, then... Well, actually, if this was the 1, 9 and this was the 8, I couldn't put the 8 here, here. This would become the 8 too. Because I couldn't then put... If this was 1, 9, I couldn't... This would be 8 because... If I didn't put 8 here, I couldn't put 8 in any of those without this going something less than 8, 8, and then 9. So if this was 1, 9, this would have to be 8. This couldn't be 8, this couldn't be 8. This would have to be 8 too. But if this is 1, 9, and this is 8, 2, how do I make this work? This would have to be 8. Hang on, would that have to be 8? No, no, it wouldn't. That could be anything. But where would it... In fact, that could... This would be 8, 2. Actually, that would have to be 8 because I couldn't put 8 in here. And so if this was 8, 2, so the highest I could put here would be 7. And then if I put the 8 in any of those, it would go 7, 8, 9. So the 8 would have to go here. If this is 1, 9, this is 8. Does 8 have to go in the ends? What happens if I don't put 8 in one of the ends of a skyscraper that's got 2 on each end? So what happens if one of these two, I'm going to use this row as an example. What happens, I'm highlighting grey, what happens if one of those is not 8? It doesn't matter where the 9 goes. If this is not 8, actually, I'm not going to use that row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this row. So what happens if this is not 8? Let's call it even as high. Let's call it a 7, and let's call this a 6. Haven't I just broken this row? Because I now need to put an 8 and a 9. Pick any cell and put a 9 in. Let's put it there. Or even here. Where do I now put 8 without breaking the skyscraper? I can't put it anywhere because I'd go 6, 8, 9. And if I put the 9 here, where do I put the 8? Wherever I put it, on either side, I go 7, 8, 9 or 6, 8, 9. So, in order for it to work, I can fix it by putting an 8 at one end, a 9 at the other, or a 9 anywhere. And now, well, actually, this is problematic, but it now can be fixed by putting a 7 there, and now I can hide digits. Or if I put the 9 here, for example, this could be actually quite low. But I've got ways out. But it does mean that if I don't put, and if I put a 4 and a 6, the problem is even worse. Wherever I put the 9, I can't hide the 8. You must put the 8 at an end of one of these lines if there's 2 at both ends. And the same is true here, and the same is true here, and the same is true here. So, because 8 has to go in one of those two, and one of those two, and one of those two, and one of those two, 8 in those boxes is limited to these two positions. Which means on this diagonal, 8 can't go here or here. So 8's in one of those 3, but on this diagonal, 8 is limited to those 3, and the only cell that meets those conditions means I have to put 8 in the middle, which means those are not 8's. And that's not 8 either because it's on the diagonal. That is nuts. I've never seen this 2-2 trick before with skyscrapers. Or if I have, I don't remember it. And now I've got all of these. I can't put 8 in here. I can't put 8 in here. 8 has to go in here. So 8 is in one of those. And I can repeat that trick. 8 is in one of those two. 8 is in one of those two. And 8 is in one of those two. Okay. And now I understand this. Because if 8 is here, that knocks 8 out of there and puts it there, and this becomes 8, 2, and this becomes 8, 2, this becomes 8, 2, and I've got 2 2's in the column. This can't be the 8. This is the 8. This is the 8. This is the 8. This is the 8, and that's the 2. None of... Oh, that's beautiful. Those are not 8, which means these ones are not 8. These are not 2. Green is 8, 2, which means this isn't green anymore because it's season 8. 2 is not on this diagonal anymore. This is a 4-6 pair. Okay. Hang on, there's a 4-6 pair. There's no 4 there, so there's no 6 there. So this is odd. In fact, everything on this line is odd. These are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I hope I don't have to do odd even colouring because I'm trying to keep these dominoes straight. Two can't go next to 8. 2 is on this diagonal, which means that's not 2. Eight is green, so let's mark that up. So green 2 is in one of those two because it can't go on this diagonal, it can't go in this row, and it can't go here because it would be next to the 8. 2 is in one of those two. This isn't yellow. Of course, yeah, this is orange. So I can't. Ooh. This is now. Actually, this is now known, isn't it? This is blue because it can't be green, it can't be orange, and it can't be yellow. This is blue, which is 1, 7, or 3, 9. So I've got to put yellow and green in here. Orange. Two. So 2 is down here somewhere. Well, it can't be here because this isn't green. So 2 is in one of those two. Because if this is 2, this would have to be 8. Hang on, this can't be 4, 6. That would break that. That's not 4. That's not 6. So now blue and yellow are 1, 3, 7, 9. So orange is 4, 6. So we know the order. That's 4 and that's 6 because that was the only possible order for that. But these are 4 and 6. So these are now orange. Actually, all 3 of those are orange. So this is... Oh, this is weird. I've now got to put a yellow 3, 9. Hang on. Oh, that could still be 5. Actually, I should mark these. These are green. Can I narrow this down now? Not really. What about this? It can't. So this has to be. So this is also yellow blue. And these are 1, 3, 7, 9. Blue has to be down here because blue is here and here, but they have to be kept apart. Those are blue. So these are 1, 3, 7, 9. Because I can't put them together because there's no X. That's the trick. So orange up here. That has to be orange, surely. Because I can't put orange there. None of those are 4 or 6. And I can't put them both there. So, and I can't put it there. Those are both orange. So those are the 4, 6. I can't put orange in any of those. So now this has to be 4, 6 because I've got them all in this column and in this box. This now has to be the last orange in the column. And these, that's a 2, 5 pair. Which means this is not 5. Because this was the only place for 5 in the box. Oh, this is weird. So up here, I've got to put 2 yellow, a green, and a 5. Hang on, is it the diagonals? Yeah, this 4 makes this 6, which makes this 4, which makes this 4, which makes this 6. 4 is now in one of those two because I can't put it next to the 6. 6 is here. But I can't put it here because that would put it next to the 4. If this was 6, this would be 4 and I'd need an X. So 6 is here, but I can't put it here because if I put it here, that would have to be a 4 and I can't do that. This is the 6. This is the 8. So that's 6 and it's 8 because the 8 could only go in one of those two spots. So this being 8, 8 is green, means that this is not 8, this is 8 and that becomes green. That makes this 4 and this 6, which makes this 6 and this 4. Which puts 4 in one of those two and 6 in one of those two. Still got to put, oh yeah, 4 up here. Oh no, that fixes that 4. 4 is in one of those two now. Now I can't put yellow in here. 6 is in one of those two. But I'm looking at yellow. Yellow, can that be yellow? Actually, it can't be blue because there's a blue there. Those are yellow, which means, actually, that could be yellow. These are yellow, which means I have to put 2 yellow up here. They can't go in those. They can't go there. Now, this can't... Actually, this is a 1, 3, 7. Why is that not 5? Why did I say that couldn't be 5? Oh, because of this. So this is the opposite of that. Because there's no X there. And they'd have to be anyway, because I can't have 2 of the same of blue and yellow in here. Can that be blue? It can't be yellow. So it's blue or 5. The trick is knowing where to look. So 2s. 2 can't be there. Hang on, 2 can't be there. So because if 2 is here, it would be next to one of the 8s. So 2 has to be in one of those and one of those. So 2 is in one of these 2 spots. And it can't be there because then it would be next to the 8. That is a 2. So 2 has to be in one of those 3. Can't be there because of that 2. And it can't be there because it would be forced to be next to an 8. That right there is a 2. which puts 2 up here, but it can't be next to the 8. So the 2 is in one of those, and it can't be on the diagonal. That is not the 2, that is the 2. Which knocks 2 out of there. That now has to be a 2. Because 2 now can't be in there because of that 2. There's no 2 up there, there's no 2 there, and there's no 2 there. This is a 2, which looks down, making this 5 and this 2. Do I want to give 5 a colour? Why not? I mean, I normally struggle with colour, but this puzzle seems to deserve it. Now, what does that do? Probably not much. This is now yellow. I've got 2 green, 2 blue, 2 orange, and a 5. That is now yellow, and it's a yellow 1-7. So I still need to put 2 greens in here. 2 and 8 both need to go in here. Yeah, this is a 2-8 pair, because these can't be 2-8 and none of those can be 2-8. This is a green 2-8 pair. So these are 5 and yellow. So they're 3, 5, 9 is what they are. This still could be 5. Skyscraper clues. I've completely forgotten skyscraper clues. No, I haven't narrowed these down. Hang on. If this is a 9, where do I put the 7? If it's the same thing. If I make this a 9, I've got to put a 7 in here and I'm going to end up with 6, 7, 9. This has to be the 3. This is the 7. And now I know blue is 3, 7. There you go. So this is not 3, 7. So this has to be 9 and 1. This is 1. I can take 3 out of those. This becomes 5, 9. I can take 3 and 7 out of there. This is a 1, 9. So there's my 2. There's my 2. There's my 2. There's my 2. I have to put the 9 before the 7. So I can't put 9 there. So this has to be 1 or 5. So the 9 is in one of those 2 and the 7 is in one of those 2. Now, if that's 9, that's 1. If that's 7, that's 3. I don't see why that's a problem yet, but that's true. 8. Now, whichever order this goes in, maybe? If this goes... If this is 3, 7, I can't put 9 here for multiple reasons. So let's say this is, I don't know, call it a 5. If this is a 5 and this is 3, 7, then I've gone 5, 7, and then when I put the 9 in, I've broken it. Is there any digit I can put here that allows this to be 3, 7? No, this cannot be 3, 7 without breaking the skyscraper clue. That must be yellow. And therefore, these cannot be 1, 9. And now, whatever I do, the 1 is hidden behind the 2, the 9 is done, and I've got my 2, 8, which is going to hide everything to the 9. And then whatever I put in here, the only thing I'm going to see is either straight to the 9 or I'm going to hide the 2 and the 1. So this is now actually resolved as well. That's very cool. Need to remember the skyscraper clues. But these are now both yellow. So I've got all the yellows. I still need to put 2 oranges in here. So 4 is in one of those 2. No, hang on. 4 can't be there or there. That's a 4. So where does 6 go now? 6 has to be there. That is the 6. So that's not the 6. This is the 6. That may have been there before. 4 is now not there. This is the 4, which makes this the 2. Okay, so this is 3, 5, 7, which means 5 is down here somewhere. These I've got green, I've got yellow. I need to put a 6 in there. Well, I can't put it there or there. This has to be the 6. So that's orange. And these are 3, 5, 7. But I can't, I have to put the 5 in here. Because if these were 3 and 7, I'd need the X. So they can't both be blue. The 5 has to be there. There is no 5 there. This is the 5 in the box. So these are both blue, which means both blues have to go in here, and I can't put them together. So these are a 3, 7 pair, which makes them blue. And these are 1, 5, and 9. And I can't put the 5 there. So that's the 5, which makes it purple, and this becomes yellow. This can't be a 2. This hasn't been able to be 2 for ages, because if this is a 2, this becomes an 8, and I need an X. This is the 2. I am missing stuff, but this is cool. Now, this is still either blue or yellow, and I don't know which. But these are now a blue and a 5. There must be a 5 in there. Huh. Oh, this 3 makes this 7, which makes this 3, which makes this 7, which makes this 3. So I need to put 2 blues, 2... This is why I struggle with colour. 2 blues and 2 yellows into this box. Seven is down here, but I knew... Well, 7 is in one of those two. Is it... I don't see how it's ones. It'll be something obvious. It's got to be this X, doesn't it? So it's blue or yellow. I know that. There's got to be some reason why I can't. And this is going to be the other colour. These are either blue or yellow. Actually, I haven't looked at... Well, there's no 5 up here because of the diagonal. So this is 5 and these are yellow. Let's explore the diagonals for a bit because I haven't done that. Because this now becomes 9. This becomes 1. No, not that. That's the wrong one. This becomes 1. Now 1 has to go up here. 9 has to go down here in one of those two. But it can't go on the diagonal. This is the 9. So that's yellow. And this can't be yellow because it sees 1 and 9. This is blue. Now, this being blue makes both of those yellow, and I know the order. This is the 9, and this is the 1, and this is the 9, and this is the 1, and this is the 9, and this is the 1, and this is the 9. And 1 has to go right there by Sudoku because of the ones looking into this box. This is 1, which is yellow, and it did take the place of a 6, but I already had a 6 in the box, so that didn't help me. But that means this is not the 1, and this is the 1, which puts a 1 on the diagonal, which is cool, because I was about to explore this diagonal. What don't I have on this diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 and 7. Really? But this one can't be 7. That's the 5. That's the 7. So this becomes purple and this becomes blue. And that means that can't be the 3 because I would need the... So this... I would need an X. This is 3, which is blue. This becomes 5, which is purple. This becomes 9, which is yellow. This becomes 5, which is purple. This becomes 3. This becomes 7. This is 3 and 7, and I know the order because of that, but let's put the 9 in there before I forget. So this is the 7 and this is the 3. The 9 is yellow. This can't, well, the 1 is now forced to be there by Sudoku, by the ones looking into the box. These are now both, it's a 5, actually one, it's a 2 and a 5. And this 5 gives me the order. This is the 2 and this is the 5. The 2 is green, the 5 is purple. 1, 2, 3, which is blue. And this is 7, which is blue. This 2 makes this 8 and this 2. This 3 makes this 7 and this 3. And now I'm down to a single box. 3, 3, 3 goes there. 3 is blue. 4 is going to have to go there now, which is orange. This is not 4. This is going to be 8, which is green. And the final 2 digits I've got to put in are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. This is going to be the blue 7. This is going to be the purple 5. So we can go 5 and 7. And that completes Obstructed View by James Sinclair. That was cool. I know I say that with almost every puzzle, and that's because I'm fortunate enough to have people send me recommendations of puzzles that they loved, or for setters to turn around and says, this is one of my good ones, and send it to me. So I tend to only see really cool puzzles, and I'm really lucky in that regard. So I tend to bring you really cool puzzles. This is why you should be subscribed to my channel, and the button is below, and like videos and recommend other people to subscribe to my channel, because I really like doing this to 4 people, 2 people. Yeah, that was ominous. That was a lot of fun. That was really, really cool. Wow, that was fun. I didn't expect to yeah, that there is a this button, as I said, this is a puzzle I found through Logic Masters Germany. So you should absolutely go, if you're a member of Logic Masters Germany and you've solved this one, you should absolutely, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Go and do the Logic Masters Germany thing. That was very, very cool. Um, I at the beginning I could not see how to do that. I'd not seen that trick with 2 skyscrapers at the end. Finding those pairs of 8s, that was unexpected. Very cool puzzle. Thank you, James Sinclair, for giving me permission to do your puzzles, because that was a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for watching. Check out the packs that are on the channel. I know there's been some delays with them recently, but there's a lot of other content out there. The duality pack from the Skunkworks has been going really well, and there's always other Skunkwork packs happening as well. Really cool stuff. Thank you everyone, and as always, good luck with your solving.